are you doing today, Lewis?
I'm actually pretty good.
Doing good? How's your week been?
It's been okay. Work went fine. Bill and I are actually doing pretty well.
Good, that's
pretty
good
well
to hear.
Yeah.
Good to hear.
Yeah.
So as you know, this is our last session together.
Yeah.
We've been seeing each other for a while now. So what I would like to talk about today, if it's okay with you, I kind of just want to talk about where we started, how far we've come, and where you'd like to go from here. Does that sound like a good?
It sounds like a good
idea?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Well, let's start from, I guess, the beginning. When you first came to me, Bill was struggling a lot with his alcoholism, right? So I kind of just want to talk about how he's doing right now and how you're doing with that.
His alcoholism, yes. Right now, we're okay. We're not perfect, but we're okay. You know, in the beginning, when we had started off, it was rough.
We talked a lot about that.
We did talk a lot about that. You know, he always chose alcohol for a long time of his life. And then he stopped. And now things are okay. We talk more, and he talks to me. And I'm very happy about that. He spends time with me more. Now, I can't lie. Part of me is still finding it kind of difficult. Because it seems like he went from choosing to drink alcohol, and then he finally got over that. And I cared for him for so long, 15 years and on. And now he's finally over the alcohol. And he chooses to help others with the same exact problem that he had, instead of just enjoying that time with me. And I don't know how to get past that. I want him to choose me. I want him to see how much I gave to him. But every time I say it, all he tells me is that he knows that this is his goal. He knows that this is his calling. And I don't know how to accept that.
So it just sounds like you're very hurt, and you kind of maybe feel like he's left you behind. Is that what I'm understanding?
Yeah.
Okay, we can talk about that. How long has Bill been sober now?
It's been 7 to 8 months.
7 to 8 months? That's good, right?
Yeah.
That's good.
It really is.
But when you look back at all that struggle that you two had, 7 to 8 months doesn't seem like a long time, does it?
No, not really. Not really.
So you told me that you feel like Bill has always chosen something else over you, correct?
Yeah.
Have we ever talked about that with him?
Yeah. A lot, actually. Lately, I feel like I've been pestering him with it. Near the beginning, around like the first couple weeks to the first month, I would tell him that I'm happy about it, his choice, and obviously not going for alcohol, and that I wanted him back. I wanted him with me. I wanted to be with my husband. And when I tell him that, he was very supportive, always saying, "That'll be there. Be with me." And he was. And then he found AA, and I feel like I'm losing part of him again.
Do you maybe feel underappreciated?
Completely.
Okay. Well, let's think about it this way. Maybe Bill has never expressed to you directly with his words that he's appreciated all you've done? Because you have done a lot. You have been there for him countless times, given him countless chances, is what it feels like, right? So maybe he has a hard time expressing his appreciation. But I think that he sees it. I think that he sees that you've helped him a lot. And maybe that turned into his desire to help others. Do you think so?
That's actually a good thought. I hadn't thought of it like that. That actually makes sense. That actually makes me feel better about it. Because though he may not have said it, he's helping others like I had helped him. And he's happy doing it.
But you still want that time for
I
you,
do.
right?
I do.
So we can talk about that too. But maybe if you think about the families that he's helping, maybe it'll help a little better to know that maybe their process to, recovery, I guess. Well, it's an ongoing recovery,
Oh,
right,
I
as
see,
we
yeah.
discussed. Maybe that can be cut a little shorter. And if you think about the bigger picture, other families maybe won't be at that 15-year mark that you two did, because that's a long time.
It's a long time.
But I also understand your frustration and your hurt that you feel like all of his energy is put into something else when after all this energy that you've put into him, you kind of want that repaid, right? So maybe we can talk about setting a plan for you two to be able to spend more time together. Does that sound like a good thing to explore?
That would be wonderful.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. When does he have these meetings?
There's 3 of them, and I think 2 of them are during the week. Monday night, Monday and Thursday night, both at 7. And then there's a weekend one, and that one's at 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're mostly in the evening, right? Okay. When do you go to work? When do you get off?
I usually go to work Monday through Friday, 8 to 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how about Bill? When does he usually get home from work during the week?
He's typically around 6, I would say, Monday through Friday as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you said he has these meetings Monday, Thursday, and Sunday, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what would you think if you had a discussion with Bill and let him know that you would like to set one day aside during the week for just you and him to spend time together?
I think that's a great idea.
So what if and it doesn't even have to be you guys going out anywhere, it could just be maybe you stay home, you watch a movie, you talk with no distractions. What if we said if you set either Tuesday, Wednesday for 7:30?
I think so.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I think it works because you get off at 5, right? He's usually home about 6, and then when he gets home, it gives him some time to get ready, and then you have that time where it's undivided attention between you two.
Yeah.
Do you think it could work?
I think so. Maybe I'll cook him some dinner. He deserves it for what he's doing. So yeah, I would love that, actually.
Good. Let's think of another idea.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried to help him with the meetings? Is there anything you could do to make that a team effort? You know what I mean?
I haven't tried to help him before. I usually let him do his own thing, but I guess I'd never offered or asked.
Do you think it's something you'd like to be involved with?
I think so. His alcoholism has been around for a while.
It's been a big part of your life,
Yeah.
right?
And now that he's finally passed through it, day by day,
Right.
I think I would love to keep that going with him.
Kind of connect with him
Yeah.
on some level?
Yeah.
Okay. So, what would you think if you brought it up to Bill, if you could possibly, before they arrive, 7 during the week, 4 on Sundays, if you two could meet together, maybe make coffee for them, little snacks, something you two could do together, finger sandwiches,
Yeah.
I don't know, something like that.
Yeah.
And then during that time when you're prepping that, for them to be able to snack on while they're there, drink while they're there, you two can talk about how he thinks the meeting's gonna go,
Yeah.
or how they've been going,
Mhm.
if he sees any progress, and you two can just have that time to talk about what he's going through
And connect.
and kind of be part of that healing process for
Yeah.
both of you.
Yeah.
I think it's good for both of you to have that time where you're able to process how far you both have come,
Yeah.
right?
It'd be not only that, he'd be able to include me in a part of his life that he finds so important, which is truly all I want. I want my husband back.
Yeah, because for so long it was him and alcohol, and you were kind of in the shadows, right?
Yeah.
But now it's still him and alcohol, because he's still battling that. But he's been 8 months sober. He's continuing to work on it. And this way you can be part of that process, healing process, with him. Does that make sense?
Definitely. Okay.
So yeah, so you two can talk about during that time that kind of stuff. Whereas on Tuesday or Wednesday at 7:30, when you have that time together,
Our time.
it's you put that aside and you let them know, like, this is our time together, and then talk about things that don't involve that, so it doesn't seem like it's part of your life every single day, although it is. It's good to be distracted from that for some time, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Does that make sense?
I don't want to focus on it all the time.
Not all the time, no, because that's stressful.
Kind of done with that.
And it is scary. Now, I am going to bring up another thought that might be a little scary for you, but bear with me, okay? Excuse me. I kind of want to talk about what would happen if he ever went back to drinking. Not necessarily to an extreme, but let's say he went out with some friends, you knew he was out with some friends, and then he came home and admit to you that he had a couple drinks at the bar. I kind of want to talk about how that might make you feel if it happens, and hopefully it doesn't, and how might you react. Take your time.
I don't know.
It's kind of scary to think about, right?
Absolutely terrifying. I want to believe that I could go about it in a better way than I had. Not enabling, but not distancing, just supporting, like we talked about. But I'd be a liar if I didn't say I wasn't scared. I don't know if I can handle that again. I love him.
I know.
I do. But he's done that for far too long. And I know he has a disease. And that's not him. But it's hard to see past that. Yeah. But I'm gonna try to be more positive. And if it were to happen, I want to be there for him. and myself. Now, what sucks is in this moment, that's a lot easier to say. I don't know how easy it is to do, but that's what I want to do. So that's what I'm going to try to do.
Okay. It's definitely scary to think about,
Yeah.
which is why I told you bear with me. But I think it's important to be prepared for that. Although it's been a while since he's had a drink, 8
Yeah.
months. I'm sure he'll be very excited when he hits a year. I'm sure you'll be very excited when he hits 3 years and
Overjoyed.
5 years, right?
Yeah.
So we kind of had to look at that piece too, but I think it's important, since we're ending these sessions, for you to be able to prepare yourself for the what ifs. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Definitely.
And as we talked about before, yours and his, I should say, battle with alcoholism has been a day-by-day process, right? As you said earlier,
Yeah.
you've been taking it day by day. I think if that situation ever came about, I think it would be important for you to think, and it's gonna be hard, but I think it's important that you think, okay, this is day one of, him breaking his sobriety, so we're just gonna go day by day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And although it's scary, he is constantly battling it, and he's never gonna stop battling it. And although it may feel like you've always been there to pick up his pieces, which you have, I think it's also important in that moment when he tells you that he relapsed, for you to think about where you started and where you are now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it started very bad, but it got better.
It did.
So I think it's important to look at that piece of when it got better and how great it felt for both of you that he came so far. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So I guess what I'm trying to say is maybe being optimistic about it and thinking, okay, we've been here before. We were able to fix it.
Yeah.
We'll be able to get past it again. You know what I mean?
Definitely. I think I can do that. I think I can.
I know you'll be hurt, and I think open communication with him is important. But I think, do you think you would be able to appreciate that he was honest with you?
I think so.
So I think he might appreciate a little honesty from you too.
It's true.
Because if you were to just say, okay, and turn the other cheek, it might not be as effective as you letting him know, like, I understand it was a mistake, but it did hurt me. But although it hurt me, let's move forward from here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm also wondering if this ever happened, if there was some other support that you could go to talk about your struggle, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what happened.
Yeah, actually, I have some coworkers. I think I'd be able to rely on. I mean, I do spend at least once a week time with them.
That's good.
And they've listened to me before, or like they've listened about my story now. Like, never mind.
I understand.
But yeah, they've been there.
You feel like they're a supportive
Yeah,
group of friends
I
that
think
could
so.
understand
I think so.
your story?
Then of course I have my parents. They're always good in times of need. So I think I will.
Good. Good.
I'd be scared about leaving Bill though.
Well, I don't necessarily think it has to be an immediate thing. Like he tells you and you're like, hey, I gotta go. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I don't think it
Okay,
has to
yeah,
be like that.
yeah.
What I was trying to say is, after you're able to process it with him, you may still feel a little hurt. You may still feel betrayed, do you think?
Yeah.
That you've both worked so hard and he relapsed like that? I think you may feel betrayed. So I think although it's important for you to have that time when he tells you to process it with him, I think it's also important for you to be able to process it on another level. Do you know what I mean? With people that aren't him.
Yeah.
That you can maybe vent to, express that, this did hurt me, but we're gonna move forward.
Makes sense.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And it's good to have a supportive group of friends that
Completely.
knows the both of you on that level, knows what you've been through, and have been able to see how far you both have come.
Yeah.
Like I've reminded you that you've come very far. Maybe they'll be able to do that for you as well.
Yeah.
Do you think that would be comforting?
I think so. I think in the moment they'd really be able to point me in the right direction. I think so. Can I be honest?
Yeah, of course.
I'm afraid for next week.
What's next week?
I won't be seeing you anymore. And you've helped me so much that I don't know. I'm afraid for how I'm gonna cope. I know we've talked about it a lot. I'm just afraid for it, I guess.
And that's understanding, because we've been seeing each other for what, a year maybe?
So
A year, I think a little over a year,
yeah, it's
actually.
been a long time.
Because when you first came to me, Bill was in shambles. He was really struggling, but I think if you can again look back at that, I think if you can reflect on our sessions and how you've made progress, he's made progress, and kind of look at the milestones, I think is the word I want to use, and kind of reflect back on not only how far he's come, but how far you've come.
Yeah.
Because when we first started seeing each other, you were very angry. And I think we've been able, not so much to suppress that a little bit, but I think that we've talked about it so much, about what has angered you, who has angered you, and I don't see so much anger anymore. I see more understanding, that you've been able to understand him and where he's come from, because we've talked about the brain chemistry of a person that is an alcoholic.
Yeah.